Hey there, everyone, and welcome to a new module in EDU 187. In this module, we're going to focus on the concept of classroom management. I want to kick off this module with a quick thought for you. I want you to think back to a time that you were sitting in a classroom, a time that it might have felt hard to learn, not because the content was confusing or the topic was particularly challenging, but because the classroom itself felt rather distracting or disorganized, maybe even uncomfortable. Most of us have experienced this at some point in our own school experiences, and it highlights just exactly why classroom management is so important. It really matters in our learning experience. In our last module, we talked about learning theories from theorists like Bruner and Piaget, Maslow, and those theorists helped us to understand how students learn and what they need in order to be successful in our classroom. Classroom management connects directly to those ideas because it focuses on us as teachers intentionally creating environments where that learning can be supported and development can actually happen. When we talk about classroom management, we're talking about the systems and the strategies that teachers use to keep our classrooms organized, respectful, and productive. It includes things like the routines and the expectations, the transitions and the procedures, and the overall classroom structure. Sometimes that's often confused with behavior management, but they're actually two separate things, as we'll learn this week. It's important to understand that classroom management isn't the same thing as behavior management because classroom management means that we intentionally focus on setting our students up for success from the start, regardless of the type of learner or the behavior that they bring to the table. Behavior management focuses more on responding once the challenges begin. Another big idea you'll see in this module is the difference between expectations and procedures. Our expectations in a classroom are the broad goals, like being respectful and responsible, whereas procedures are step-by-step routines that help students meet those expectations. Things like, how do we enter a classroom? How do we indicate we need some water or a bathroom break? Or how we need help, how to submit an assignment. These procedures need to be intentionally and explicitly taught to our students so they know just what to do when they need help or to indicate one of these things. Strong classroom management usually includes 4 main pieces that you'll find all actually overlap and work together. Organization in our classroom and the structures that we put in place to keep us organized helped us to keep the structure and the predictability in the classroom. Having a solid plan for behavior and discipline helps us to focus on the clear expectations and use consistency in our classroom spaces. Then we need to think about instruction and how we're going to keep our students engaged and actively learning. While we deliver that instruction, there's certain behaviors and cues that we'll use to make sure that we're really clear and structured in our assignments and directions to students there as well. And finally, assessment is going to help us to figure out what's working and what might need to change. And it too is a piece of the classroom management procedures and processes. Again, they're all very cyclical and work together. They overlap and they support each other. When one area is weak, we see it spill over into another component of our classroom management. When these pieces work together, however, classrooms tend to run more smoothly, students are able to stay focused, we see success, and we see active learning. In this module, we're going to continue to explore classroom management through some case studies. I'm excited to see what you think about the different videos where you're looking at strategies like active supervision and pre-correction, proximity control, all of these kinds of things. Oh, my favorite, wait time. These are all tools that the teachers use to help prevent the behavior problems and issues in the classroom from happening in the first place. And again, they're going to be the tools that help you to increase student engagement. One thing that I do want you to keep in mind about classroom management is that our intention here is not to control our students, but rather it's to create that environment intentionally where students are going to feel safe and supported and really ready to learn. As you move through this module, I encourage you to start thinking about what kind of classroom environment you will create in your future teaching classroom and career, and think about what that looks like. Think about the very specific elements and next steps that you need to take to be ready and to create that space of your own. As you jump into the module, if you have any questions or wonderings, remember I'm here to support you. I look forward to seeing all that you bring to the table this week. Happy learning, everyone.